Hello and welcome to EDCI 5700, Introduction to Research and Curriculum and Instruction for the Fall 2025 semester. My name is John Cannon and I am the instructor for the course. So what we're going to do with this recording is just use this as an introduction of the course, go through the syllabus, um, kind of go through the Canvas website. So we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my computer and you should be seeing the Canvas website, the homepage when you open up Canvas. And this is what you will go to. So, and if you have any issues getting into Canvas, let me know. Let me know. We will try and get you either IT help or sometimes you're able to find something that I put up there that works on my computer but doesn't work on others. So we'll get those things fixed. I want to go ahead and we will start with the syllabus. And it opens up into the syllabus. My contact information is here at the beginning. I'm located at the Boise Center. There's my email address. That is probably the best way to get in touch with me with that email. You can also email me through the Canvas email system. So the first part, it just goes through the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, the vision, the mission, the goals, our conceptual framework. It goes through a short course description. Then through it gives the course objectives, followed by goals of the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. At your convenience, I'll let you read all of those things. Now we'll get into the important things. Required readings and learning resources. The main textbook is by Creswell and Guterman. Educational Research, Planning, Conducting, and Evaluating Quantitative and Qualitative Research. And it's the 7th edition. That's a new edition. It just came out in the spring, early summer. And that's the textbook we will be using. The second text that we use, and this is something that if you are going to be going further into research as part of a graduate program, master's thesis, doctoral dissertation, you will need the APA 7th edition. There's a picture of it. Both of these are available through the U of I's inclusive access. The U of I will they will send you an email. Then you can opt out if you decide to get hard copies of both textbooks, and those are available through the publishers, also through Amazon or online online excuse me online textbook merchants. And here is the inclusive access. And I'm going to show you, Canvas has done a good job of now having a link on the website. When inclusive access first started, it was kind of a very non-user friendly way of getting you to the textbooks. Now there are links available, several links available in Canvas that I'll show you later. Then there's a link if you want to purchase or rent a hard copy. Here are links that will take you to the Vandal bookstore, the publishing company for Creswell and Guterman, and also Amazon to get the textbooks. I've scheduled 5 different virtual office hours. Now, these aren't lectures and they aren't course meetings. These are designed as office hours, designed for you. If you have questions about the course, if you have questions about something in the readings or any of the material, or if you have questions about assignments, the papers that we have in the course, anything of that nature. That's what those are designed for. So if you do come on for these virtual meetings, expecting me to go through a full lecture on course material, that's not it's not what's going to happen. It's just an opportunity for you to ask questions. And if you would like to meet with me other than one of these times, just drop me an email and we can set an appointment, a Zoom appointment. I'm in the Boise Center. If you're in southwestern Idaho, we can set a face-to-face meeting appointment. So just more information. If you've gotten this far, you've already used the link to get into the website. And there's also another link to my Zoom room. Then we got a list of the assignments, when those are due, and also the points that each of those are have the opportunity for you to earn for each of the assignments. Let's go ahead and we'll go through the assignments. So the course, and I'll show you this here later. The course is organized through modules, and those modules are aligned with chapters from the Creswell and Guterman text. For each module, you are required to post a reflective commentary. And part one is to focus on two points of particular interest. And then part two is how you are going to apply that in your professional practice. The assignment is worth 15 points. You'll receive 10 points for posting um, your reflective commentary, and then 5 points for responding to two other students' postings. So I will post the complete 15 once I see the two responses to another students and mine and my postings. I post a reflection for each of the modules, and my posting is fair game for you to respond to. So there will be a 12th commentary at the end of the semester. That's a wrap up, and that'll serve as a final reflection on the course. And there will be guiding questions to help you as you prepare that final commentary. And again, it's worth 15 points, 10 for posting your commentary, and then 5 for responding to two other students' postings. There will be a quiz for each module, 10-point quiz. The final one will be open-ended questions asking for your help, helping to evaluate the course, provide me with things that you think probably can be changed, things that could be done differently, or even content that you wish that we had covered. So that'll be at the end, that open-ended question. The other ones are going to be true, false, multiple choice questions for the quizzes. Here I provided suggested guidelines, and this is a self-paced online course. So these are suggested completion dates throughout the semester, and it's better that you get going here early in the semester so as not to fall behind. It really doesn't work well if things are put off until we get to end of November, early December, because there's just too much to catch up on. And I've given time that the first suggested completion date is a couple weeks into the semester on September 7th. That will give you time to get access to the textbooks if you're doing through the U of I's inclusive access. That'll give you time to get the textbooks if you're ordering it from a place like Amazon or the Vandal bookstore. And if you have any issues accessing the textbooks or getting the textbooks in a timely manner through one of the textbook merchants, let me know. One thing as we go through this, the more you communicate with me, if there are challenges to submitting assignments, if you communicate that to me, because I completely understand many of the students who take the course, many of you have jobs, you have families, there are a lot of things going on in life, and there might be times during the semester where there are more important priorities that you will need to take care of. But as long as you communicate with me, and I don't have an issue with granting extensions. And students who've taken the course in the past will let you know that when they communicate issues, communicate challenges, I'm very open and flexible to making sure that you've got the time to successfully complete assignments. So let's go through here. I've got the peer review here at the beginning, and for three assignments, the quantitative and qualitative and the literature review papers, there is a peer review component of that. And I will assign partner groups and get that out to you. We'll have separate partners, different groups for each of the three assignments. Just a chance that you get to know some of the other students in the course, gives you an opportunity to look and read what their thoughts are as they put together the quantitative research summary, the qualitative paper, and then, then the literature review. And you can read through here the guidelines for a peer review. The last one I just added, and the most important thing for the peer reviews of the papers is to be a good proofreader. And I'm guilty of this. We're all guilty. We write a paper, write a manuscript, and then we read it, and we're going to miss things just because we're so focused on it, and we will overlook things that need to be changed. We're our own worst proofreaders. So that is the important thing. And as you go through, especially with the early writing assignments, I will provide a lot of feedback to help you improve your scholarly writing skills. So let's go into the first two papers. First one is a quantitative research summary, and then the second one is the qualitative. I have the due dates here in the syllabus. Due dates are in Canvas. So your rough draft of your quantitative research summary, the first paper that needs to be submitted for any type of review is on September 14th. And that is when you will email your paper to your partner so that they can review it. Then that peer review is due back to you, the author, and then also submitted in Canvas on September 21st. And then the final draft is September 28th. And so what I have in Canvas, show it to you here shortly. I have articles from research journals. I've got research conference presentation papers and dissertations. And you are to select one of those, or if there is an article, if there is a paper in your area of research interest, something that interests you, please let me know. And I have usually approved people who have brought other papers to me that aren't in Canvas, and I will usually approve those. But I'll look it over just to make sure that it is quantitative in nature or qualitative, depending on which of the assignments that you're working on, and make sure that it is an appropriate peer-reviewed, referee-reviewed article. So again, the first one with the quantitative research summary, that's due to your partner for peer review September 14th. Here are the guidelines. It must be an APA 7th edition. Use Times New Roman 12-point font. Double spacing with 1-inch margins all around. Clarity and correct spelling and grammar are expected. And you will upload this in Canvas, and it will be submitted as a Word file. I will not accept something that is submitted as a PDF or in an online share program. Uh, for the quantitative and qualitative, it's 3 to 4 pages, no more than 4 pages, and that includes the reference list. Um, for the first two, the quantitative, qualitative, a cover page is not required. If you use a cover page, I will not count that toward the 3 to 4 page requirement. That it's not needed, but feel free to use it and it won't count toward the requirement. So, and with the first one, I don't give an example of one from past courses. I want, I just want to see your writing and where you are at, and I will provide feedback to you. Trust me when I tell you that I will provide a lot of red marks and feedback to help you improve your scholarly writing. And on that first assignment, I usually award full credit, but with a lot of feedback, like I said, and my expectation is that feedback will be used to improve future writing assignments. So the qualitative paper, that's going to be due later as we get toward the middle of the semester through September and in October. Then there's the annotated bibliography, and I will have an example in Canvas on annotated bibliography with my feedback that has been submitted in the past. And again, this what the annotated bibliography, what it is intended to do is help you to organize sources so that you can write your literature review paper. And basically, what an annotated bibliography is, you will have the reference citation in APA 7th, and then a descriptive statement called an annotation after that. And it's usually about 150 words. Um, and as we get into this assignment, I have a requirement of less than 200 words for each annotation. So for with this one, again, APA 7th, Times New Roman 12, double spacing and 1 inch margins all around. Um, you'll submit it in Canvas. And then with this, you will have a cover page. And the example that I provide on Canvas is a good one to help you use that as a template. So your cover page, then your annotated bibliography, and that's with the reference citation first, followed by the annotation of no more than 200 words. And then at the very end, you will have your reference list. And again, this will be submitted in as a Word file. And with this assignment, you are going to have the citation twice, beginning of the annotation and in the reference list. In the past, students have submitted it. They, they've done the annotations correctly with the citation beginning each annotation. Then they forget to put in the reference list. So in order to be considered for A quality work, you will need at least 10 citations from 4 different types of publications. And that could be a research journal, research conference paper, a book chapter. I consider a book chapter separate from a book, from a dissertation, a thesis, a report. One thing I caution you on is using something from what I would call the mainstream media or trade media, because when those articles, say if it's in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, when they write about research, that's basically a lit review that they're doing. And instead of using the Wall Street Journal, um, that type of a publication, just find what research, who the researchers are, and go get their papers, go get their journal articles, and cite from those. And also look for recent research, something that's been within the last 10 years. Now, there's some topics in research that there hasn't been a lot that has been done over the last 10 to 15 years. And that may mean that there needs to be newer research. to update, see if those studies can be replicated, see if findings can be replicated. So when I would put together an annotated bibliography, yes, I'm looking for recent within 10 years, but sometimes you got to go beyond that. Then the last, what some people would call a capstone assignment, final assignment, is the literature review. And my expectation is you will take your annotated bibliography and then turn it into your literature review. And with this, it's showing the expectations. You're again following the APA and the formatting guidelines from the previous papers. There will be a cover page. There will be an abstract at the beginning of not more than 200 words, and then your literature review. And the goal of the literature review is to reveal what has been reported on the topic, what the literature shows, and then to carve out a need for continued research in this area. Needs to be a reference list. And if you're using your annotated bibliography to take it to literature review, that reference list will have received feedback from the annotated bibliography assignment. So you should be in a position to really be able to bring the reference list forward from the annotated bibliography and add it for your lit review. Again, no PDFs and no online share program. This will also be peer reviewed, and you will have a different partner than the first two writing assignments. November 30th will be the deadline to get it to your partner. December 7th is when the peer review will need to be completed, submitted, and also sent to me and back to the partner. Final draft, December 14th. It's good to start thinking about what area for your annotated bibliography, and then for the literature review. A couple things. Chapter 2 in the thesis and dissertations located in the sample folders are good examples of what a literature review looks like. The last thing is participation. And so for participation, it's simple for me. You submit all the assignments on time. You respond for the reflective commentaries. And I get it with reflective commentaries. Some of us are good at writing long reflections and then long responses. And for others, that's just not something that we're good at, and we're more shorter with our responses. So the length of your reflection or length of your responses, that will probably not go toward any of my evaluations and assessments. I'm just make sure that you get the main points, and make sure that the reflection is showing that what you've taken from a chapter. But with participation, again, submit all the assignments, submit it on time, provide good feedback to your partners on the peer reviews, on the peer review assignments, and you'll be okay with full consideration for participation. So then we go into some of the other policies. Late work, again, this is at your own pace online course. December 17th is the last day that I can accept assignments. I can accept submissions. And there's academic integrity, civility, and this is on an online course. My expectation is that we are civil to each other, and when we share on the discussion board, in the reflective commentary, that we show civility towards the other students in the course. Just other things to look at. This is an online course, so the University of Idaho firearm policy probably won't be much of a factor in this course. So that's the syllabus. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if anything needs clarified. And I really want up front for you all to look through the assignments. And if there's any question about the assignments and what's expected, let me know. So let's go through the website. Up here uh, on the website, this is where the system, U of I Canvas system, has put in links for my textbooks. Now, as soon as I open this and publish it for students, these links will go live and you will be able to click on here and go in and be able to get access to the textbooks, the Creswell and Guterman text, and the APA formatting manual. I'm not going to click on it now because the course isn't published. By the time you're watching this, it will be published and you should be able to go in and get those. Also, we have quick links to get into announcements, get into the discussion board, get into your grades, and also the assignments. As we're looking at right now, this is the informational video that I recorded a year ago in 2024 when this was called 570. By the time you get in there and you watch this, this will be changed. And I have a link for course objectives. And I'm sorry about that. That will be published. We'll get that published for you. And let me do this really quick. I will go in and get that published for you really quick. I apologize for that, but we'll get things published. Okay, go back. View a student. That's not what I want. Let's see, you go to home page. View a student. And we'll go into course objectives. And this is just more information about the course and the course specific course learning objectives. Here's the syllabus. There it goes. You can download it in Canvas. I've also emailed this out and you can download it to your computer. And here's information about me. You can go to my new University of Idaho faculty page on the new websites. And here is a link to my email address. My phone number is also there. I do my best to respond to both emails and phone calls as soon as possible. Okay, here's more information on the textbooks, and this comes out of the syllabus, just links. And again, here your links here, my textbook here, and also over on the far left side of the website, you can click on to get into the textbooks. And then getting started, I have a getting started link. And you can go in here. Again, another link to download the syllabus, another link to help get you to the textbooks, and then go to the modules. You'll begin with module 1. And with each module, there will be a reading assignment, supplemental audio visuals, such as a YouTube video, learning reflection, the learning reflections, and then the module quiz. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So let's go back. Module is 1, and I'll work on the other modules, get them open as soon as possible. With the modules, I'll usually share a photo, something I've taken on one of my travels, and there will be an introductory video for module 1 right now. till I get the new one recorded. I've got the one from last fall, which is very similar. Assignments are it's the same assignments, but one thing I will tell you, we are using a new edition of the textbook. So I've added updated information from the authors and the PowerPoint presentation that they provide that goes along with the chapter. Then a YouTube video, and the first one is comparing quantitative and qualitative research. Then a link to post your module reflection. And I've already posted mine. And again, mine is fair game for you to respond to. And then click on to go to the quiz. Okay. And it looks like I have to go in and fix that link. That link will be available to you when you get in and start going. So I will get that fixed. If there's any other links that aren't working, let me know. And as we move forward, there will be a link to move on to module 2. Will be live, so you can use it. Then in the home page, here, module 2, that link will be live so that you can use that. And that concludes my introduction for EDCI 5700 for the fall 2025 semester. As I've said, if you have any questions or if there's any issues with accessing anything or any links that aren't working, please let me know. And we will get those taken care of and get those fixed. So thank you. Looking forward to the semester, and thank you for taking the course. Take care.